welcome Smash Heads to Week 8 of the 2022 Car Demolition League regular season. July 7th here on this lovely Thursday afternoon, and we got two teams set to start things off. Two Canadian teams here, right? The only two in the league. The Toronto Titans on the road to do battle with the Montreal Monarques. So let's go on ahead and take a look at the tail of the tape between these two. So folks, coming into this game, the Toronto Titans had the record of 1 win, 5 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. Their opponents, the Montreal Monarques, have a record of 4 wins and 3 losses. When these two teams met on opening day, Montreal won via the shutout. So that being said though, happy 4th of July to all those who just celebrated it over this past weekend and into Monday. Hope everybody had a great time wherever you were, and of course, happy Canada Day again. I mean, the last game day was on July 1st, was on Canada Day, and these two teams had different fortunes, but they'll look for better fortunes today. Of course, Montreal got the win, so they're looking for similar fortunes. So let's get a look at the lineups. For the visiting side, the Toronto Titans looking a little different today, and there's a kind of funny story behind it. X-Wing is back on the team. The Toronto Titans were able to trade to get him. If you follow on the CDL's Facebook page, the group page rather, then you would know that they basically dropped the rookie Rocket Oil Jr. to free agency. They pulled up Formula E, a free agent, to the team. Jim Hulse Sr. saw him, wanted to get Formula E on San Antonio, and traded X-Wing to Toronto to get him. So that's the story. It's kind of funny because everything was set and Formula E was ready to be a Titan, and all of a sudden Jim Hulse Sr. comes out of nowhere, hey, I want that guy. So that's what happened, and Toronto obliged, and they got the same team they had last year that made it to the playoffs now. Coming out second, though, is going to be Indy 5 Junior. Synchro will have the captain spot and that 5-point gainer. It's going to be Wen. So the home side, 24 Hours leads the way for Lila Geyser's Montreal Monarques, followed by Black Bullet 1 at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's going to be Padawan, and 46 Junior will take up the 5-point gainer spot. So both teams set and ready to go here as we get the back three off the field and leave the front runners on. So, both teams going to be set and ready to go for this one. X-Wing and 24 Hours leading us off. And Montreal. Winners on opening day, the last time these two teams met, the last time all these matchups took place, actually. And on that day, they were able to get the shutout win. So now Montreal with home field advantage, even though their car is playing from the visitor's side right now. It's just the way the collisions went. Oh, X-Wing able to stay alive, as is 24 Hours. And this time, 24 Hours has a good flip. X-Wing is down, and it's going to be 5-0 in favor of Les Monarques. So now, enter Indy 5 Junior. And he'll try to tie things up as he takes on 24 Hours here. Good spin cycle. Whoa, that time no contact. Good spin cycle, though, by 24 Hours. And yet again, doing the same thing. Both cars really did. But you see that velocity, getting that G-forces really holds you to the ground. And 24 Hours with another good flip. 10-0 Montreal. They lead their cross-Canada rivals. Well, it's not really cross-Canada, but close enough. It's the only two Canadian teams, right? So, coming up next year, we got Synchro out there trying to keep the Toronto Titans in this game. 10-0 the score, 24 Hours. Looking to put this thing away. And almost did right there. Synchro able to stay alive, switch sides here. 24 Hours looking good so far today. And donuts served for dinner. So we start the day off with a shutout. 15-0 the final, the Montreal Monarques getting the win over the Toronto Titans. Same way they did it on opening day. X-Wing rejoining the team, doesn't seem to make much of a difference. And Montreal improvement to 5-3 on the season. Toronto falling to a staggering 1-6-0-1. things still looking bleak, but hey, good draft pick is in the works perhaps for them. But we'll see if they can turn it around in future game days to come. But that being said, coming up next, we go on to the next one, and we keep it in the same division. We're still going to be in the Northeast Division. The Gowanda Outlaws on the road to take on the New York Empire. Welcome back, Smash Heads. Next game on tap, about to begin as we keep it in the Northeast Division for this one. Coming off just their second loss of the season, and their first one in regulation all year, the Gowanda Outlaws on the road today to do battle with the New York Empire. The Empire, interesting story for them as they come into this game with a record in 2-5, but they lost their first 5 games. So winners of their last 2 though. Maybe the Empire starting to turn things around. Now these two teams met on opening day, and on that day, the now 5-1, 0-1 Gowanda Outlaws got the win over the Empire by a final score of 15-5. So can they repeat the feat on the road? We are about to find out. Let's get a look at the lineups. It's going to be Ratitude leading the way for the Gowanda Outlaws, followed by Reptile at the middleman spot. To the captain spot can be Black Spinebuster, and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Hammer. To the home side, the guy that's been making some waves and getting some offense done for the Empire in these past 2 games, that would be Enzo 1. Following him out there will be Rising Heat from the middleman spot. The franchise, Black Bullet 2, is at the captain spot for the Empire today, and at 5-point gainer, they have Chameleon. So both teams set and ready to go for this one. As Enzo 1 gets set to be on the home side of the field against Ratitude. Game is on, here we go. And look at that, Enzo 1 almost had him right there. They switched sides. And it's going to work in Ratitude's favor. Took that home side, able to get the flip, 5-0, Gowanda in the lead. Ringing out Rising Heat now for the Empire. 5-0 Gowanda in the lead, looking to rebound from a very tough loss to the Philadelphia Demons. 15-0 the final of that one. And look at this Ratitude, able to see live there and gets the flip in return, and Gowanda has a 10-0 lead. You talk about having your chip on your shoulder, or having a chip on your shoulder. I mean, getting beat by Philadelphia 15-0, who's one of your longtime rivals, that will do that to you. 10-0 the score as they now lead their other rivals here, the New York Empire. Of course, New York, one of the CDL's original 6, so they were in the league when the Gowanda Outlaws came in 99. Black Bullet 2 and Ratitude going at it here. Both cars able to stay up in that time. A little hit off the thumb, but they're still going. A legal enough hit. Both cars still up, regardless of it. The battle continues. Black Bullet 2, known for his defensive skills, but he needs to score points. This is where they have struggled. Ratitude doing a good job defensively. He's been out there for quite a few collisions. Almost had the win right there. Almost yet again doing a barrel roll was Black Bullet 2. See again, Haynes on. We got a good matchup here between these two. The score getting a little bit deceptive. Another barrel roll. Reason why they call him the franchise, because he really pulled this New York franchise out of the gutter. Just hasn't been able to get it done in the playoffs, really when it matters the most. Maybe get a win here or there, but they've been knocked out in the first round by the Montreal team for the past 2 years, and able to stay up with Black Bullet 2. And almost a flip there, he almost got some points there for the Empire. Still a 10-0 game. And almost a flip on both sides there. A tie collision would end it. A game can end on a tie between a front runner and a captain. It's just a captain and a 5-point gainer that it can. So these two cars continue to go at it. And what a match these two are having. Individual effort, there's a lot to be said for it. It was a gray shot. It is going to count. And the wheels are gone. The wheels are gone on the front end of Ratitude. And this is going to cause them to have to do one or two things. Take a flip and bring out the next guy, or use your one and only timeout to keep this car in the game. And Gowanda is going to do that. They're going to keep their only car in the game. Why would you give up on this guy just yet? But you got to wonder who this break is going to favor more in the long run. So as of right now, I think it's just more of a thing. You don't want to just give a free 5 points to your opponent either. So I'm going to kind of just tuck those wheels back in that socket. I don't know if y'all can see that too good, but we'll tuck those wheels back in that socket there, and we'll put some fresh tape on. So you're actually sticking around here to kind of see a little bit of this. Ooh, yeah, he's way out of focus, but I'm just going to go on ahead, put a nice, well, trying to keep it in balance and in view for you guys. So, able to kind of get something going there. And of course you don't want to clog too much tape on, but I'm going to put right around his nose. I'm just going to put another piece of tape that kind of wrap around, just to try to keep those wheels secured to the best of our ability that we really can. These cars take a beating. This is a physical game between these Hot Wheels cars, or, well, not only Hot Wheels cars, but most of them are, let's be honest. Matchbox, you gotta step your game up, that's all I can tell you. A lot of Matchbox cars just don't have what it takes to hang in table derby, and yeah, so I guess I'm calling the whole company out. But yeah, Matchbox, where you at? Simply put, Hot Wheels had you beat for a little while. Used to have Majorette. Am I pronouncing that brand right? Majorette. They had some good cars over the years, but not too many. Kind of a Hot Wheels dominated sport. And yeah, that's got some stick on it. You might have a slightly hard time rolling, but you're not giving up the 5 points without a fight. As we get back to things, 10-0 the score. Attitude again, looking to put things away, but not going to be able to. He gets taken down right away. So in retrospect, maybe giving up the 5 was the better thing to do, but it had to be done. He was going to need to be fixed eventually, and he's going to have that stick. So fresh tape on the soft field, hasn't had a chance to really grind down yet. It's a little sticky at first, but it takes time to wear in. Needless to say, 10-5 is the score. Gowanda in the lead. Reptile looking to put this game away. Black Bullet 2 trying to tie it up for the Empire. Of course, the only disadvantage like that was Gowanda's one and only timeout. I mean, just didn't want to give up. You wanted to make him work for those 5 points. You know, so that's one way that you can definitely look at it. And almost a flip right there. Black Bullet 2. Oh my goodness! And there's a wheel shattered on Reptile, and he's going to be out of the game. Unbelievable. So what has just happened, Reptile is going to be disqualified from the match. Gowanda has used their one timeout. It's the turn of events that can happen in a game. You see that wheel shattered? You need all 4 wheels in order to compete. And a bad luck thing there for the Gowanda Outlaws is that one is definitely going to be haunting. Well, definitely, you know, since I'm making decisions for this team, because their team owner's not here, it's definitely going to haunt me, because you never know what's going to happen. You make decisions in the moment, and they turn out to be the wrong decisions in hindsight, because who knew that Reptile's wheel was going to get shattered? So you got a 10-10 game now, and Black Bullet 2 getting some free ones in a way, but that being said, that brings out Black Spinebuster. Yes, Black Spinebuster out there to take on Black Bullet 2. Here we go. Game tied at 10, and Black Spinebuster able to hang on. And New York at, oh my goodness, Black Bullet 2 again able to roll over and hang on. He's been so key in this game. Black Bullet 2 playing good defensive skills, because it could have been over a couple of times, but he was able to stay in it. Black Spinebuster though, trying to keep that pressure on. And out of play goes Black Bullet 2. Well, he got his flyer miles. right then and there. Out of play he goes, still a 10-10 game. Almost ended yet again. Both these cars playing great defense, but Black Bullet 2, man, he's made it look pretty at times. And trying to get some offense going, which direct offense that he's had, being able to break opponents pretty much. So again, he was able to stay alive. Black Spinebuster trying to hang on too. Offensive chances coming both ways. Again, Black Bullet 2 using that roll move, and yes, they are going to keep their own sides. I think Black Bullet 2 might like that home side, but now going to switch off the clip shot. Yes, keeping opposite sides. Does this work in Black Spinebuster's favor? No, it does not. New York takes the lead. Black Bullet 2 going for Captain's Day. You know the criticism will come out that this one might be a fluke because of all the mishaps with the Gowanda side. 15-10, Empire looking to put this game away. Hammer trying to force overtime. Is a heavy, stout-nosed car, and he's able to do it. Hammer forces OT, Black Bullet 2 goes down. No Captain's Day for you, and he's taking your soup too. 15-15 the scores. We head into overtime. Chameleon now out there to battle with Hammer in OT. Hammer's going to have the flip. Chameleon down 20-15 in overtime, and the Outlaws hang on by a thread. Can you believe it? You never know what's going to happen game day to game day, and my goodness. A game that really they were dominating, and then things just went south so quick with the broken wheel, the timeout that had to be taken for Ratitude. Wow. And now repairs that are going to have to be done to Reptile, between now and the next game day. So I'm pretty sure that we got a good extra set of wheels. But coming up next, we're finally going to head to the Western Conference for the first time today. The San Francisco Shinobis on the road to take on the Nevada Thunder, but this one's done. Gowanda Outlaws hanging on, man, getting the win in overtime over the New York Empire. Welcome back, Smash Heads. Our next game on tap about to take place. Lila Geyser and her San Francisco Shinobis on the road to do battle with the league-operated Nevada Thunder. Now, the Western Conference is a crazy conference. Just to put it in perspective of how close it is, just 2 games separate first place from last place in the standings. Of course, first place 15 points, last place 10 points. But you have to look at it like this. From 8th place, I believe it's 8th place, 8th place down to 12th, it is 10 points for every team in that group. So a huge tie. So there's going to be probably quite a few tiebreakers right here today. At least it'll keep the ties broken for another week, right? But needless to say, we've got 2 teams with identical records. Both the Thunder and Shinobis, 3 wins, 3 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss that give them 10 points on the season. These divisional rivals looking for that edge here today. Now, they met on opening day, which was way back on May 17th, how far we've come. But yes, they met on opening day. The Shinobis were able to win at home 15-10. Now they are on the road looking for similar results. Of course, Nevada trying to avenge that earlier loss against their Pacific Division foes. Blue 512 leads the way for the Shinobis today, followed by Zapper at the middleman spot. So the captain spot going to be Spectite Jr. and 5-point gainer for the San Francisco Shinobis. It is going to be Monty Jr. To the home side. Purple Fire will lead the way for the Nevada Thunder, followed by the rookie Grid Tech. At the captain spot, going to be Black Lenin at 5-point gainer for the Thunder, will be 7 series. So, both teams set and ready to go. 2 different methods of offense to lead off. Of course, home team gets last change. But Blue 512 and Purple Fire set to go, and Blue 512 right off the bat takes down Purple Fire 5-0 Shinobis. That was a quick flip, and now the rookie, number 1 overall pick of the 2022 draft, that is Grid Tech, trying to get his team back in this. He's outweighed by Blue 512, that's for sure. Blue 512, another punishing hit. And again, another punishing one, but Grid Tech, good defensively. How many hits can you withstand? Can you hang on? Can you use the momentum against your opponent? And that time, yes, they'll switch sides off a gray shot. And that time out of play. So back to their own sides, they will go, as we have the out of play there. Still a 5-0 game. Shinobis in the lead, make it 5-5. Grid Tech fall onto the floor and everything, able to put one together there and ties this game up at 5 apiece, as that will now bring out Zapper for the Shinobis. And Zapper's going to get taken down. Grid Tech rolling here at home. So, 10-5 now, the score in favor of Nevada. Looking to put this game away is the rookie Grid Tech, Spectite Jr., trying to tie things up. Not going to happen, and the Nevada Thunder are going to get the win here. 15-5, the final. Grid Tech, number 1 overall draft pick of 2022, has a shutout. Now, I had to look it up. I think it's his first shutout of the year. Does it from the middleman spot, goes 3-0 today, and gets his team the 15-5 win. Thunder defeat the Shinobis, and they win the season series against them on points. It's a tiebreaker. They got the tiebreaker on points. Nevada does. So, coming up next, the other division in the Western Conference, the Central Division. We got the Denver Mustangs hosting Jim Hull Senior's San Antonio Defenders. It's coming up next. Welcome back, Smash Heads. Next game on tap about to take place. So I was right, it was from 8th place to 12th place, was tied at 10 points. The 7th place team is on the field right now. That would be the San Antonio Defenders. They are on the road today to take on the Denver Mustangs. Let's get a look at the tape. Right here, the tail of the tape, if you will. San Antonio coming into this game day with an unusual record. They've got 2 wins, 2 ties, 2 losses in regulation, and 1 overtime loss. So 2-2, 2-1. As a matter of fact, they tied with Denver on opening day. So the winner today takes the season series between these two. The Denver Mustangs are currently 1st place in the Central Division, 2nd place in the conference because they have 1st place in division. But they got 14 points on the season. They have 4 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie, and no overtime losses, the Denver Mustangs do. So San Antonio, when they were home on the hard field, they were able to work a tie out with Denver. Now Denver has the home field, soft field, their field of choice. We'll see how it works for them. Let's get a look at the lineups. Formula E. Jim Hull Sr. wanted this guy. He went out and he made a trade with Toronto to get him. He's at the front runner spot today. Follow him out there is going to be Lancia at the middleman spot. At the captain spot, What Jr. for the Defenders, and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Aqua Ferrari. To the home side, Rising Heat 2 leads the way for the Denver Mustangs, followed by Purple Custo at the middleman spot. At the captain spot, that's going to be Highlight, and at 5-point gainer for the Denver Mustangs, that is going to be Golden Rat. So both teams set and ready to go for this one as the back 3 get removed from the field. So, Denver Mustangs, the league-operated team. James Hull Sr., the owner of the San Antonio Defenders. And here we go, game on, and Formula E right off the bat. He has a good flip. Welcome to the CDL. I mean, he got passed over in the draft after kind of really doing poorly in tryouts the year that he first came into the league, so we never really had a rookie season. So, because he never played a game until pretty much now. So, he's got a flip here, though. So, 5-0 the score in favor of San Antonio. Enter Purple Custo now. And make it 10-0. Formula E. Who are you? Where did you come from? 10-0 the score, and Toronto's got to be shaking their heads now. is this unknown is doing some things on soft field, which that's Toronto's preferred home field, is the soft field. 10-0 the score, is it is now going to bring out Highlight. This is your challenge right here. Highlight, good defensive car, used to play for Jim Holtz Sr. Actually won a crash bowl with Chicago back in 2016, Highlight did. As these cars switch sides. They go at it again, and this time, Highlight able to stay alive, but so does Formula E. And this time, both cars are down, and Formula E will get the win for the defenders, 15-5. That is the final. The tie collision from the front runner spot against the captain to win the game. 2-0-1 day in his first appearance in league competition. Not tryouts, but in actual gameplay. He did poorly in tryouts. Comes out today and smokes the competition. 15-5 the final. The defenders get the win over the Mustangs. And boy, that is going to make things interesting in the Central Division. So that's all I can say on that. We'll follow it further as it develops. But coming up next, back to the Pacific Division we shall go. We've got the San Diego Lightning set to host the Seattle Lumberjacks. That match coming up next. Welcome back, Smash Heads. This game going to put us, what, a third of the way, yes, a third of the way through this July 7th, Week 8 game day here in the Car Demolition League. Back on to the Pacific Division we go here. The Seattle Lumberjacks on the road to do battle with the San Diego Lightning. Let's go on ahead, take a look at the tale of this tape between these two Pacific Division foes. The Seattle Lumberjacks have a record of 5 wins and 2 losses. Now, they are first place in the Pacific Division against the LA Blades, simply because they have more divisional wins than LA does, but they played more divisional games than LA has. So, there's reasons right there. But they are trying to maintain that first place spot in this division. Of course, they can do that with the win right here. 5-2 their record. The San Diego Lightning, 3 wins, 3 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. Of course, you know, part of that mega tie from 8th place back with 10 points. San Diego is just part of that. So we look back to opening day when these two teams met the first time this season with all these games. It's basically, you know, switch the home teams and the away teams and run it in reverse, so to speak. And that's what we got here. It's kind of the replay of opening days. Every divisional team faces each other twice a season. So San Diego and Seattle met up on opening day. Seattle got the win at home. 15-10 was the final of that one. So San Diego, the Lightning, looking for some revenge here. Let's go on ahead, get a look at the lineups. Starting with the visiting side, the Seattle Lumberjacks. They lead the way with Crazy Eyes today, followed by 76 at the middleman spot. To the captain's spot, it's going to be Black Spectite. And at 5-point gainer is Rocket Oil. To the home side, it's going to be Zap leading the way for the San Diego Lightning. Following him out there, going to be Futurama. To the captain's spot, going to be Rocket Power. And at 5-point gainer, it's going to be El Rey. So both teams set and ready to go for this one. As we've got really 2 league out teams, even though San Diego kind of has a little AI program picking lineup for it this season. You know, experimentation to see what happens, you know. What happens if an AI runs a team? Do they take over the world, or, you know, does it activate Skynet? I don't know. We're going to find out over time. So here we go. Whoa, that time, no roll, no contact. So bad roll, we'll go at it again. So now we are on and underway, and Zapper has a good flip. Or my bad, Zap has a good flip. Zapper plays for the San Francisco Shinobis. Did not have a good day today. But Zap is off to a good start for San Diego. 5-0, Lightning on top. Enter 76 now. Big hit there. Whoa, that time again. Another decent hit. Whoa, bad roll there. So Zap's having a little bit of issue rolling across this field, but 76 looking to make him pay for it. As these cars go at it. Oh, that time no contact. Roll it back. Maybe it's the bottom of Zap right there. Zap continues this battle with 76. Looks like he's gripping too much, almost, and kind of having the same issues that we saw earlier with Reptile from Gowanda, where the bottom of the tape's just kind of sticking to that field just a little too much. So it's rubber on rubber, right? Or rubber on a racetrack. It gets grip, right? And that's the same way with the Gorilla Tape. And this is a Flex Seal. This is actually Flex Seal, this field. It's Flex Seal over a gym mat, in case you were ever wondering what the surface is made of. So when you get Gorilla Tape on Flex Seal, you get a grip that sinks in with the cars and holds them down. But needless to say, we've got a 5-5 game between the Lightning and the Lumberjacks. Enter Futurama now. So, Futurama and 76 sent back. I'll tell you what, Futurama, you take a look, his plastic chassis is really torn up after just years of competition. And getting torn up some more, but able to hang on and get a flip here. 10-5 in favor of the San Diego Lightning now, as they are looking to beat the division leaders. They got the lead, green out, black spec type. They'll try to keep his team in this game. And both cars able to stay up right there so far, as Futurama looking to have a good day, but Futurama taken down right there. Black spec type gets the flip. All leaving at 10, and Rocket Power now coming out there for the Lightning. Great game on tap here between these two division rivals as they go at it. Rocket Power taking on Black Spec Type. The match is on between the cars from the captain's spot in this 10-10 game. And Rocket Power gets the flip here. So at home, the Lightning leads 15-10. And now look for the win and some revenge on their divisional foes. 15-10 the score. Rocket Oil now taking on Rocket Power. A lot of cars with the rocket themes, I guess, but Rocket Oil is down. Rocket Power getting the flip. 15-10 the final. It's the San Diego Lightning getting the win over the Seattle Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks falling to 5-3. And the Los Angeles Blades now have the chance to retake first place in the Pacific Division. Actually, they have the chance to retake first place in the Western Conference, let's be honest, because Denver lost, Seattle lost. So LA looking to do some things now, and they'll be playing a little bit later. They're actually going to be on hard field today at Phoenix. But coming up next, it's actually the last, yes, it is the last of all the soft field games for the day. The Atlanta Avengers going to be hosting the, who is this here? Yes, the Atlanta, the writing is fading, right? They need some new bags with some new writing on there. Yes, the Atlanta Avengers hosting the Miami Brawlers. It's a father-son battle. Matt Geiser's Avengers, Shane Geiser's Brawlers. It's coming up next. Well, Smash Heads, we are back with the last game of our first segment. So the first half of the game day coming to a close. It's just happening to work out evenly that we have 6 soft field games and 6 hard field games, but it's really a more even number because there's just a more level number of teams that chose each field. Anyways, to the Atlantic Division we go. We got a pair of teams with the same exact record, kind of like the Western Conference with all these teams with 10 points. The Eastern Conference kind of had almost a similar thing. Both the Miami Brawlers and the Atlanta Avengers, a record of 3 wins, 3 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. Both of them, though, sitting on the outside of the playoffs looking in. The tie wasn't as thick in the East. As a matter of fact, yes, there were 3 teams coming into this game day, 3 teams that all had 10 points each. So, I mean, and they were ranked 7th, 8th, and 9th in the conference, respectively. So, yeah, a bit of a tiebreaker here between these two about to happen. But let's take a look at that first game day that these two teams had. Atlanta was able to get the win in overtime the last time these two teams met. Atlanta right here. So now Atlanta's at home looking for similar results. So We're about to find out what happens. Let's get a look at the lineup, starting with Shane Geiser's Miami Brawlers. I tell you what, he's done enough winning with Philadelphia to support both teams, right? But anyways, the one of his teams that is struggling here, the Miami Brawlers, at 3-3-0-1. They lead the way with the rookie Speed Society, followed by Gray Indy at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, going to be Spinebuster, and at 5-point gainer is going to be Monty for the Miami Brawlers. To the home side, Mika is going to lead the way for Matt Geiser's Atlanta Avengers. Following him out there is going to be Wen at the middleman spot. Or, you know what? No, that's Who. My mistake. That's Who at the middleman spot. After Who, it's going to be Frostjet. He's a rookie. He's going to be at the captain spot. And at 5-point gainer will be Solar Reflex. So, both teams set and ready to go. And, yes, a little Abbott and Costello with the What For 2 models. And that's actually the name of the car. You can probably look it up on Mattel or Hot Wheels or whatever. The What For 2 model. They came into the CDL pretty good defensively, and they all got names that kind of coincided with the whole theme of what, who, why, where. You get the point. So, needless to say, matchup about to begin. So, Speed Society for Miami and Mika out there for Atlanta. And both cars go at it, and it's a little clip gray shot. They're both going to be down. So, both cars taking each other out. We got a tie game. Moving on to the next one. We've got Gray Indy for Miami, and we got Who out there for the Atlanta Avengers. They go at it. Ooh, almost a flip right there. Gray Indy and Who going at it. Offense versus defense here on the soft field. Usually favors defense, but low front end for Gray Indy. Almost a flip there. And almost again, playing the mesh well was Who. Who and Gray Indy putting on a show right now, and Who doing a barrel roll, able to stay alive, and that time we had no contact. Back to their own side, so they'll go at it again. And this time we have a flip, and Gray Indy gives the lead to Miami. And now looking for the win as he takes on the rookie Frostjet. And Frostjet, he's a Lena model, coming out there trying to do some things. He's getting knocked around here, able to hang on though so far. And you can just tell those fresh wheels are rolling so nice and clean. And he's down that time. Game over in this one, 15-5. That will be the final. Shane Geiser's Miami Brawlers getting the win over the Atlanta Avengers here today. So Atlanta was able to win in overtime on that first game day, but today Shane Geiser and his Miami Brawlers getting it done. They win the season series against the Avengers, and well, just an impressive showing for the Brawlers today as they go to 4-3-0-1, 3-4-0-1 now for Atlanta, and it'd be interesting to see what Puerto Rico does, because I'm thinking of next week's main event, it might be Puerto Rico and Atlanta. I kind of feel like I owe Atlanta a main event. I know that I made it up like the rain check was Phoenix because that's also Matt Geiser's team, but you know, any Atlanta Avengers fans that might be out there, I think you guys are kind of owed a main event in a way, you know, because you guys were supposed to have it with Santran and never got to. But 15-5 is how this one ends. Tough day for your Avengers if you are an Avengers fan. But if you're a Miami Brawlers fan, what a day, huh? You get that win, and you try to keep up with the just, I don't know, immortal Philadelphia Demons that just keep winning and no one can stop them. But that being said, does it for the first half of our game day. We are going to change this field out, get the hard field on there, and head on to those games next. We're going to have, speaking of Puerto Rico players, they're going to be hosting the Washington Patriots first thing first, right? Then we'll see Philadelphia on the road against Tampa Bay as the Demons will be going for 8-0. Then the Mexico City Jaguars on the road take on the Houston Oilers, Detroit Devils, and the Chicago Wind Attack. Battle for the Midwest there, right? Or the Great Lakes, I should really say, maybe, perhaps. You know, at least in the Western Conference side of it. Phoenix Firebirds hosting the LA Blades, and then the main event, the Buffalo Warriors and the Boston Vandals. So, folks, that's all coming up. Whew, take a breath, get a drink, right? Halfway there, right? And just been pretty fun so far. So, Yeah, rewatch this video until the second video comes out, and maybe you want to rewatch Gowanda in New York. That was actually pretty fun and eventful, and just kind of, man, had you biting your nails, didn't it? Especially if you're an Outlaws fan. But maybe even if you're a New York Empire fan, you're just like, how are so many things going our way today? So anyways, yes, folks, stay tuned. Segment 2 going to be posted soon enough. Onto the Hartfield games we shall go. So until then, peace.